Listen up or run for cover. Dropping knowledge from the people who have it to the people who need it. The real Brad Lee is dropping
What it is, Brad Lee back again with another episode of Dropping Bombs. Today in the studio, folks, I've got a real treat for you. Mario Ojeda, what's happening?
What's going on, Brad?
Now, dude, if you guys haven't found this guy on the internet yet, you better look him up, especially if you're in D2D sales, but you don't have to be. You just need to want to be a better person. Because, man, this dude I've been watching for a little bit. He's a Skyline representative, let's just say, but he's one of the best freaking door-to-door closers on earth, yeah?
You're right.
And how'd you get started with Skyline?
That's the story. So first of all, thank you for having me here. This is one of the things I visualized about 2 years ago whenever I heard the podcast the first time. My first podcast 2 years ago, it was this 48-minute podcast will change your life or could change your life. And it was you with Edwin Arroyave, the CEO and owner of our company. And next thing I know, I believed it. I believe everything that you both said. And I was like, man, this is what I want to do the next thing I want to do. So I reached out to you via IG. You answer right away, which, I mean, it's incredible what you do for people, right? And how you humanize yourself with everyone and you know, you relate. And at the end of the day, we got contacted with Edwin. Next thing I know, it was amazing just because I was flying to Los Angeles. Well, I was flying to Abilene, Texas, actually. I was Abilene, Texas, and I committed to Skyline without my wife even knowing, you know. And she's here in the studios today. So
now, what were you doing at that time?
Oh, I was selling cars.
Selling cars?
Yeah, I was selling cars
at a car dealership.
Dealership, new, used, anything.
Yeah. What were you clocking on pay?
Roughly, it was my best year was $76,000. Yes, and I was working like a horse. You know, I was calling, I was doing inbounds. I was the master of the lot. You know, nobody will get to the person before I did. I will actually, you know, just tell them, you know, I'll grab the phone and be like, hey, look, they're calling you. They'll grab the phone. I'll run out there, you know, because I will always be so aware of what was happening in the lot. You know, just.
Well, that's because you're hungry for opportunity.
The first time that because I was selling beef jerky. So my family and I, we started a beef jerky company, right? And this is before I started selling cars. And I was doing my routes just in my vehicle. Then I approached this car dealership and I said, hey, you guys want to buy some beef jerky? You know, it's a lot thinner, more flavorful. It's just like, you know, just think of it, potato chips. That's what it is. And you don't really have to fight it. You know, it's not going to get stuck in your teeth. They said, whoa, yeah, we want some beef jerky, but have you ever thought of selling vehicles? So I was like, no, but I'll do it. I'll give it a shot. So next thing I know, she didn't even know either, you know. And sometimes, yeah, she doesn't know the things that I'm doing. I think I should change that from time to time. But yeah, I was right there pacing like a lion, you know. And one of the old pops, he's been there in the dealership for 20 years. He says, hey, you're going to go crazy there. And I was like, nope, I'm waiting for someone to get here. All of a sudden, I see someone popping right behind a car. Boom, soprano over there. Next thing I know, I was closing my first deal my first day. So closing deals is, you know, building relationships and closing deals is what I want to do. I want to get the results. I get them done all the time, no matter what it is.
What makes you do that?
What makes me do that is the hunger of coming from Argentina with a family of four to the house of a friend I knew one of our uncles with just $180 to our names, you know. So I feel that everybody's got their stories, but I have a chip on my shoulder that I'm going to go get it. You know, it does not matter what it is. It doesn't matter. I was not, you know, fed with a silver spoon. As a matter of fact, I take one of the things that you said. I didn't have a spoon, you know, and I'll just go and get it. You know, I have so much hunger and the success is what I'm going to go at all times. You know, I figure out what success is and then I go get it.
So you were listening to a podcast. Was that your first podcast?
First podcast.
Why'd you pick Dropping Bombs?
I think it was the picture that you had in the front there, you know, your podcast picture. Yeah.
So were you following me earlier before that?
I was not. No.
So you just thought my picture was cool?
Yeah. I was like, who is this?
Who's this cool son of a bitch?
Dropping bombs. You know, I was like, what is this about? And then all of a sudden it was Edwin, you know, you and Edwin. And next thing I know, Edwin is a Colombian guy. I was born in Argentina, so South American. and I felt the correlation or the relation there.
Yeah, Edwin's a good dude.
Oh yeah.
Helps a lot of people. Built a big company.
Oh yeah, Edwin is super solid, man. He's been running 21 years now. Not a stain on him. Then usually in the industry and door to door, there's a lot of people that unfortunately don't do good business, right? And yeah, whenever you say his name, there's nothing but great things about him. So
Yeah, plus he married Teddy Mellencamp.
Mrs. Teddy, yeah.
Yeah. Old John Cougar's daughter.
Yeah.
That's a good find too. But they're a good couple. So you heard the podcast. We were talking about opportunity with Skyline. You heard it and you took action.
I took it. You know what? One of the things that I remember is said, if you guys are looking for opportunity, just reach this guy, reach him up. Reach out to Edwin. Next thing I did, it was exactly what he said. I took action, and he said, Mario, you're going to, with your enthusiasm and the accent, because Argentine people have a little different accent. He said the women are gonna love you. And that's what he said. And I was like, okay, let's go. And yeah, he said I was gonna make $100,000 low balling, and he was true. He said the truth.
So, folks, if you guys are listening to this, here's proof. It worked 2 years ago. He heard it, did it. Now, who should they call out to?
Who should they call out to?
Yeah, if someone wants an opportunity.
Bro, find us at Join Skyline. Find us at joinskyline.com. Find me at Mario Ojeda's World. One of my taglines, as you know, is my world, And, I appreciate you, Brad. It's what you've done, being able to give me, you empower me without even knowing, maybe you did, in your subconscious mind. But what you did is what you always do is amazing. So,
well, again, I appreciate it. Although I don't really acknowledge it. I just again drop knowledge. People don't understand it. Without doing something, nothing happens. I can tell you all kinds of shit. You're the one that did it. You picked up the phone. You flew to Abilene. You knocked on the doors. You listened. You continued. All I did is gave an opportunity. And it wasn't even me. It was actually Edwin. Edwin gave you the opportunity. If he wouldn't have gave it, we wouldn't have talked about it. But more importantly, even if he gave it and you didn't take it, you taking it's what made the difference.
Right. The consistency is one of the most important things, or most important aspects, right? You say success, there's no key to success. And I know that it's a combination of things. If I start telling you every single thing that I did in order for me to achieve the success at the moment, and I'm not tempted by success because I know that there's so much more to come, the place that I'm going to get to, and, it does not matter what I have to do in order for me to get to that place. So it doesn't matter if I have to knock on 100 doors, 1,000 doors, and it's 110, 120 degrees out there. I'm going to go get it. And truthfully, I'm not out in the sun all the time. I'm inside of houses all the time. So.
And I always see you taking pictures with your customers.
It's a relationship that I built with my customers. My customers know who I am. My customers know where I came from. I use the rule of 20-80. I speak 20% about me and 80% about their lives. So, and it's genuinely, they know me. They have my phone number. They don't call Skyline. Whenever they have an issue, they call Mario, and Mario gets it done. I'm that resourceful guy,
Mm-hmm.
making sure that I get things done for my customers. It doesn't matter if it was my customer from 2 years ago or a customer that I got a week ago.
And you're closing them on a security system.
No, what I'm closing them is in the results of it. I don't sell the product. I don't sell the services. I sell the results of them.
That's right. Hey, see, folks, there's a bomb. That's the key. I keep trying to tell people, don't sell shit that you sell. Sell the results of what you sell. Sell people what they want. They don't want your product. They don't want your service. They want the result of it. You know what I mean?
100%.
So you do that, and it works well for you.
Absolutely. There are a lot of techniques that I do use, in an aspect of making sure that my customers are following the information that I'm giving them. Everything is a communication in an aspect. I do a lot of different techniques, like I said, and seeking knowledge and applying. That's where true power is. It does not matter how much you know unless you execute it. You got to blow the lid off, and that's what I do every single customer that I go to.
How do you keep your energy up?
How do I keep my energy? My energy. This is something that people ask me at all times, Brad, and it's my purpose, the purpose that I have in my life. I remember not having any money. I remember my wife and I going with our 1-year-old to get some food, and we were probably hungry, and I wasn't at the right mind space at the moment. We ran my credit card and it didn't go through.
We've all done that.
Yeah, and it didn't go through, and I felt like a complete, it was just real bad space for me to be in.
At least you had a credit card.
Like, I guess, right?
Well, dude, I've been in situations like that where I didn't even have a credit card. Like, my credit was shit. Nobody teaches that in school. I remember getting this. It was called Bon Marché. It was a store like in Nordstrom's. They gave anyone a credit card. So, of course, I heard about it, and I'm like, shit, I'll take a credit card. So they gave me a credit card, and they're like, I'm like, I can get clothes with this? And they're like, well, sure, just pay us back. I'm like, shit, I'm in. So I went and maxed out the card and then didn't realize how I'm supposed to pay it back. So, of course, I didn't pay it back. So now, being young, one credit card and you didn't pay it, your credit's shit. Right. From that point forward.
It happened to me. I mean, it happened to me whenever I went away to Chicago from Miami. That's where I was raised, in Miami. And my mother opened the credit card for me. I think it was $300, the credit line, and I went and I maxed it out, I think, the first week. Next thing I know, my credit it was real bad. But then,
how's it now?
Oh, it's great, man. We just liquidated, $14,000 worth of credit cards that we had just, by a finger snap. So
yeah, now I'm like at 820.
Oh, that's beautiful.
I could pull it up. Everyone always says shit, but I'll pull it up.
820. I saw an 836 yesterday.
Yeah, I keep hearing about these 850s. I've never seen one. The highest mine's been is an 822. I don't know how you get it any higher than that. Of course, you don't need it any higher than a 740. 740 qualifies you for all fast lanes and shit like that.
Oh yeah, 700 in the car sales world is a perfect one.
Yeah, and folks, if you guys are listening to this, you better take care of your credit, because credit's massively important.
Super important.
I know a lot of people that live very nice lives because of their credit. Like, they'll go get a nice boat, and it's only X amount of dollars a month. They can afford the payment, but they couldn't afford to buy it cash. So if someone didn't loan them the money, they wouldn't have the boat. It's like, before I had nice cars, I'd have to buy cars cash. Well, I can only get $2-3 grand cash at once. So I'd always be driving shitters. And then my friends would have these kick-ass cars. And I'd be like, dude, you don't make any more than I do. But their dad or someone co-signed, or they had credit. I didn't realize that. So you guys better pay attention. Get your credit handled if it's not already handled.
100%. And maybe that was the old Brad, right? Whenever you were trying to impress people and wasted a lot of money for doing that, and
sure.
Obviously we all go through that particular time, in our lives. But once we realize what truly is important, then, we don't do those things anymore.
Yeah, now Edwin said he wanted you to say something.
Edwin, this is one of the things. Edwin is such a great human being. He's got God-given talents, gifts, and he mentioned, he was like, you were made for this. You were prepared for this time. As long as you keep doing the sacrifices, you will reap what you sow. And the great partnership that you have with God will get you to do this.
Amen.
Amen.
That's right. So let's talk about what we were talking about in the boardroom over there.
Okay.
You came from Argentina.
Yes, sir.
You didn't have much money. You had $180 for the whole family of four.
Family of four.
How old were you?
I was 12 years old.
Okay. And then you said you guys went out and you made some money doing some shit, calendars.
Yeah. So it was a funny story. I ended up finding some artifacts, right? A lot of people throw things out in Miami. And I saw a couch. I saw, I told you about watching the magazine, right? That was what attracted me to all that stuff. And a Caucasian lady, she said, I'll trade you. I didn't speak any English at the moment, and I barely speak English now, if you could hear me. But she was like, she made the movement, she said, here. And then that I understood, trade this for that. So I grabbed $1. Next thing I know, I want to go spend that $1. I was 12 years old. I get to a gas station, and I see a Cuban guy just standing smoking a cigarette, right? And he's looking at the guys washing cars. And I say, what are they doing? He says, well, they're washing cars, kid. And I was like, well, can I wash cars? He said, do you know? And I was like, no, but I will learn. Next thing I know, I made $380. So I had $381. Next thing I know, I'm walking into the gas station, and I see these calendars. And I told the guy, I was like, well, how much are these, sir? And, in Spanish, a Cuban guy. He says, they're free. And I was like, well, how about for all of them? He was like, what do you want all of them for? And then I was like, well, I just want them all. So I grabbed a whole bunch of them, I think maybe 30 of them. I grabbed my brother, and then we ended up selling calendars. So we made extra money. We got home after 4 days, of telling our parents that we were actually just going to the park, getting home all wet. We gave them the money, and in this little room, we hugged all each other. They were like, where did you get this money? We told them we lied to you. We told you that we were actually playing, and we were actually making money. We were working. So we made more money in 4 days than what we actually came to the States with.
So the money was like meaningful because like that was more than you came with.
100%.
So the parents are like, damn, dude.
We started crying.
Because it's like, this is going to be okay.
We were going to be just fine.
Knowing that you could go out and hustle. Could you do that in Argentina or no? It's
very, very difficult in Argentina unless your parents are, somewhat with money, or they come from money. If my dad had a couch, most likely I would have that couch. Most likely, if I don't change my family tree, my kids might have that couch. There is a monopoly down in Argentina, and it's tough. That's why we're here in the United States, and God bless America, man.
What's that saying? You don't have to come from a rich family, but one better come from you.
Amen. Funny thing. Well, not funny. This is amazing. My parents just yesterday they became citizens. They got their citizenships. So
nice.
Yeah, super excited for that.
Are they patriotic?
My mom is super.
It's funny how people that come here, immigrants, they love the country more than the people that are born here.
My mom is in love with the United States. Well, it gave us everything we have,
Well. Again, I think you would have ended up fine in Argentina anyway, because it's just in you,
absolutely.
Right? So I think America definitely gives people opportunity. Don't get me wrong, but I think you're the one responsible for the opportunity that you're capturing. Because again, I see people all the time with opportunity and they don't do it. You heard a podcast, you made the call, you got on a plane, you flew. It wasn't just, bam, you made a phone call and you hit the lottery, right? No,
not at all. And my wife, she is literally the backbone of, my life.
What'd she tell you?
She said, I believe in you, and
meanwhile, her eyes were rolling like, not again.
No, just think about this. We just had Luca. Luca is our 2-year-old. He was barely a month old, and here I am traveling across states. We live in Kansas, so we're not in Kansas anymore. But we still live there. But I flew down to Abilene while she kept all the kiddos there. We have 3 kids. Luca, the 2-year-old now. Micah, she's 4, but she thinks she's 15. I could tell everybody. And then London, she's 10 years old. She's amazing. She is the next billionaire. Trust me, she's going to run our businesses. I know that for a fact.
You got them reading books and all that?
Oh, I have them. They know what the Josomoso is. They know who Bradley is. They know. She's so excited. That we're able to do this. And one of the things that I always tell people is, I always see a lot of parents telling their kids, to go and be great, to go and do these things, to become someone, but the parents don't do it. So the kids, they're going to see that you're not doing it. Therefore, they're going to be like, you're full of crap. Why am I going to go do this? But no, I'm doing it. So I'm putting a lot of wind under her wings, and she's amazing, and she's going to be amazing. So.
And what are you out here in Vegas for?
Oh, here in Vegas, I won a competition, and it's called the Rice Lander. And I said that I was going to win it from the get-go because it was going to be my chance. I remember whenever I met you at Driven in November 2018, you said, I asked you, well, when are we going to do a podcast? And you said, never area the 3rd, But the next thing I know is like, he said, no, bro, whenever you're in Vegas, come in. I want to have you here. So
never area 3rd?
Yeah, that's what she said. But yeah, I won the Rice Lander, and we came out here with VP of Sales, which is Freddie.
Hold on. It sounds like he's saying Rice Lander, but he's actually saying Rise.
Rise.
Yeah. And why is it a lander?
We have the people here. We should ask them why.
But why Rise Lander?
So Skyline holds a competition every year called the Skylander, right? Kind of like the Highlander back in the days, where like you fly,
yeah,
kill your opponent and take on all.
There can be only one.
There can be only one. Yeah, exactly. exactly.
I'm Connor McLeod from the Clan McLeod.
I
From
love.
the shoals of Glenfinnan.
Believe it or not, I used to watch that in Argentina.
Sure, who didn't? That was a killer show.
Skyline adopted that mentality and turned it into a competition where it's like we would battle it out among salespeople to see who was ultimately the best one. And then, so we adopted it into our region, which is the Rise region, our team. And
Which we're becoming a division. Let's go, baby.
Yep. And then, and so obviously we adopted that and have been running that for a couple of years, and we've grown significantly, 326% from the previous year. And so obviously growth means bigger reward, and so we reward production like this.
Nice. That deserves a bomb. So you guys came out and raced cars, lived it up. I saw you eating dinner, fancy schmancy shit left and right.
Oh yeah, you know we. I know that the production calls for it, and you know they said yeah we're gonna take care of you, and you know they flew us out here. I raced the AMG GTR. That's the car that I'm gonna buy next year at this time. So, and I'm going to use it obviously for recruiting purposes to let people know, look, I used to be driving, you know, shitters, like you said, right? And then here, this is what I'm driving now. And it's because I made a decision and I took action and I became the person that does that.
So it's possible.
It's 1,000% possible and more.
What would you tell someone if they just got here?
If they just got here, contact me. Find me. It does not matter if you speak Spanish, English, Portuguese, whatever you speak. I've closed deals with Google Translate.
Really?
Oh yeah, people that are Vietnamese, they don't speak a lick of English. Hey, so here you go. Blah, 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 blah. Put the Google Translate on them. You know.
Well, what about COVID? Isn't that affecting you?
COVID, you know, to tell you the truth, the first 2 months, whenever COVID started, I stayed home. You know, but one of the aspects of
Did you guys all shit your pants? Like, damn, now we're done. Like, we're done.
Yeah, that's the thing about
Can't you close over the internet?
Right. That's one of the things we started doing. We started doing Zoom calls. We started doing a lot of, we started calling a ton of people. It does not matter what it is. At the end of the day, it's a transfer of energy. You know, as long as you're going to get this and I'm going to get this, is going to be a win-win situation and deals are made. So.
Interesting. Do you still do them that way or no?
Not necessarily. We are our business, I think, went up 38% from whatever we were doing, just because people are afraid, you know, of a lot of people not being at work, and
they don't want dead dogs.
They don't want, yeah.
Or the other one.
Yeah, folks. If anyone knocks on your door, especially Skyline folks, you know, think about it. You want an alarm system or you want to save the money? What's the money a month? Tops, couple $100.
Top, you're looking at $72.99.
Yeah, so $72. Now think about it. These alarms can save your family, save your goods and, you know, your valuables. So imagine coming home, you see your door kicked in, your wife's dead, and your dog's pregnant.
Ooh, baby.
Or vice versa.
Oh my goodness.
But don't worry, you still got $72 in your pocket.
Yeah, you got to have the confidence to say that, right? But at the end of the day, that we tend to do it in a different way, just a little more subtle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if you don't have an alarm on your house, you're nuts.
Right.
Why wouldn't you? If you're not there and someone kicks in your door, breaks your window, you want to be notified. Do you not?
100%. So Brad, let me tell you, Brad, this is not, let's be honest, this is not for you. This is more for your wife and your kids whenever you're not home. If you're here in the house, I know you're going to go and take care of them. But this is more going to give you a peace of mind whenever you're dropping bombs and you're not in your property.
Yeah, when I'm home, there's a alarm called Sig Sauer. And Glock.
There you go. Yeah, but they
Sig
can't
Sauer. Sig Sauer is just a gun manufacturer.
You know, they really can't shoot themselves if you're not there. You know, and unless Mel can do it, you know, then you're out of luck.
They can't shoot themselves if I'm not there?
1,000%.
Yeah, well, I would recommend everybody get an alarm, and I'd recommend you get one from Skyline. Why? Your customer service is ridiculous, isn't it?
Well, 1,000% is we have Brinks, right? And Brinks, the name, it sells itself. Brinks has been in business for 150 years now. So it's like you having the Rolls Royce backing you up, you know, or you having the Ferrari backing you up. Now we attach great customer service.
Monitoring.
4 pillars, you know, faith, family, finance, and fitness, you know, and we take care of our customers. It's a relationship that we actually have. You know, is not necessarily a sell. What we're doing is obviously there is that, but Skyline is a company, a self-development or leadership development company disguised as a company that does security and does technician work and obviously the services.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Well, dude, I can tell you this, watching you on social media, because when you first reached out, I'm like, dude, who's this dude? This dude's funny. You kept saying, my world, you're just funny. So I started like, who is this dude? Next thing you know, I find out you guys, you called Edwin. So I'm like, that's cool. Next thing you know, you're rising up through the ranks. You're rising up.
Let's go, baby.
Hey, now, speaking of high, you said that before you were like alcoholics, spent a lot of time in a bar, broke up with her.
Well, it wasn't breaking up with her. I was doing a lot of bad things. I wasn't really committed to my wife, and then she forgave me, and then I went and I did it again, just as a silly person that I was.
But drinking?
Yeah, I was in a
weed?
Bar. Yeah, it used to be that.
Coke?
Yeah. No, not really.
Stop lying.
Well, yeah, let's go. Let's be real, right? Where whenever
how come everybody doesn't want to admit the Coke part? Shit, I've told people, bro, I got hooked on crack for 3 days.
To tell you the truth, yeah,
fucking actual crack.
Right. No, to tell you the truth, yeah. Whenever you have bad friendships, that's gonna corrupt your character if you're not in a good mind space, or a mindset. At the end of the day, if you're in a great mindset, you're vibrating so high that you don't really get distracted with all those things, right? And I wasn't at the moment. And so, yes, we did have we broke up for 7-8 months, and what led me to a spiral in a worst case. I was in a bar from Sunday to Sunday. Funny thing, Brad, is I never remember spending any money on the bars. I will go to the bars, with no money. I'll come home, plastered. It was just because I was that dude, and everybody would buy me them drinks, So, but it wasn't a happy time in my life. I'm going to accept it and tap into that dark side in order for me to never ever go back there. I picture my daughter London now, being led to the altar, right, and getting married, and I wasn't the dude walking her. So I was like, heck no, that's not gonna happen. Cry my eyes out. She came. Obviously, she forgave me, and from there we just kept on working. And obviously, you do have, if you don't have the right mindset, you're gonna keep falling. You're gonna keep failing. And I did fail again, and she did send me an email that kind of changed my entire life. It struck my life. It was about a friendship. Her telling me that she used to have this friend that couldn't wait to spend all the time with her, and now I wasn't there, this guy, but she kept on holding on to it. She said she will stay there, and she stood there. So I'm very happy that she's seeing the better version of me, and this is just the beginning.
What was the catalyst?
The changer, it was a decision that I needed to make.
But you just made it? Were you sitting there one day all drunk, slobbering on yourself, and said, I can't keep doing this?
No, I admitted to her. I admitted my faults to her. I cried for help, and she was the one that gave me the help. So my success is the rewards for her sticking with me and her doing all these things for our family.
There's always a good woman behind the picture no one talks about.
The best women. I mean, the success that I have, and I keep telling the same people, is once you do something for yourself, you're gonna get it done. But once you have to do something for someone else, it takes all of you. And my success, I attach it to her happiness. I build campaigns, and the campaigns that I build, I do them, in the middle of the week. I told her she wanted a fight camp, is this nice little machine, for her to actually start working out. She's got all the workout stuff in the house too, but she wanted that. And I said, okay, I'm going to go throw in 12 deals in 3 days and just go get it. So what I did is I put my mindset, right? I visualized her with the boxing gloves, sending me a picture because I was away and doing sales, right? And her sweating and her being healthy because of it, right? So I went and I did it in 3 days, and she got it. She sent me the same picture that I visualized in my head. So
you're big into the visualization, aren't you?
1,000%, man. So what I do is I always get to state, you were probably here, right in front of me now. And before the podcast started, what I do, you're going to think.
Was I in your mind looking as cool as I am right
bro,
now?
Bro, you're always.
Or was I looking cooler?
No, bro.
Usually people show up and they're like, fuck, dude, I pictured you way cooler looking.
This is completely different. You know, I see myself doing it, and I get to a point where I have the feeling. So as I said, you're gonna think I'm crazy, but what I do is I close my eyes, right, and then I flood my mind with pictures, right. And the first picture that I told you is it comes with God, you know, because I want God to make sure that He could guide me through whatever I have to say, you know. Next thing I do is my kiddos and my wife and my mother, and then I anchor myself with a finger snap. And then I stay focused. Too many people out there, whenever you're doing sales, even you, right, that you're a master at this or the master at this.
That's right.
Right. You need to stay focused. We have 10,000 things coming to your life, to your mind, that are going to try to keep you off focus. And so making sure that you stay focused through the entire time is going to allow you to go and acquire all the things that you want. So I flood my mindset with those things. I flood my mindset with gratitude. I feel how my customers are going to feel whenever I'm leaving their house, taking the pictures with them. You know, I feel all that before I even do it. That's exactly what I did with this championship that I just won right now. And like I said, it's just one of the little things that I do.
So you visualize. So if someone's out there listening, how would you help them? They're in a situation, their credit card just declined, they got a couple kids, they're feeling like losers. What would you recommend they do?
It's going to come down to perception. Everything is the way that you see things, and then obviously it's going to be your choices. So it's perception and choices. Now, if you don't have the opportunity, the same way that I didn't have, then create the opportunity. And if the opportunity is not there, you're hearing this now, so you have the opportunity to reach out to me, reach out to Skyline, reach out to Bill with Rice, reach out to Freddie Catoda. You know, reach out. You know, if you don't never ask for help, you will never get it. You know, baby that doesn't cry doesn't get fed, I heard, you know, and it is 1,000% true.
Yeah, that is true. So step one, create some opportunity.
Create some opportunity and reach out to people. Look for something, you know, you're in front of your phone and doing nothing while you could actually be searching for the next big thing, right? If you're not happy where you're at, you're not a tree, move, you know, you get somewhere else. And that's what I did. I walked into that dealership whenever I knew that I was going to be in Skyline, and then I had my paper and I smashed it against the table, and then I said, I'm rich. And the guys were like, dude, this guy's crazy. Next thing I know, everybody wants to come and you know, tell me, hey, how are you doing? What are you doing? What's going on? I see you always in trips. I see you always doing this. I see you always doing that. You know, well, this is how I did it.
Did you have any car salesmen quit and come join you?
You know, they're where the place where I'm at, it's a little harder. They want more of a tangible thing, you know. So I do show in my paychecks, my pay stubs, and things like that. But you know, the same way that you said it, there's one thing seeing the opportunity in front of you and being blind to it, right? Or there's or creating an opportunity and then seeing it and actually taking action towards it.
Well, that's skepticism. Like, again, you said it's the perspective, which is true. A lot of people, you know, they just don't want to believe shit, and they're afraid to take a jump because what if they lose what they have? And what people don't realize is they don't want what they have, or they wouldn't be looking to jump.
Right.
So they're sitting there so afraid to jump because I don't want to lose what I have, when you don't want what you have anyway. So why not risk what you have to get what you want?
What's the worst thing that could happen? You go back to your shitty job, and you know, or you find another one. You know, at the end of the day, it is who do you know, and obviously is what you know too. Is seeking knowledge faster and making sure that you get to shake hands. The more hands you shake, the more money you make. Right.
That's the truth. You know, you know, you can make more money next year. Talk to twice as many as you did this year.
Do more, get better, and then scale, baby.
That's it. See, you don't find that on D2D, do you?
Oh man, shots fired there.
No, I like Taggart. He was here. I think I had him on the show.
Oh, yeah,
I like Taggart. He's a good dude.
No, he's good.
You know, but some of the things, you know, that I've learned over the years, I look in other people's sales training or other people's training, and it's just not there. You know why? Because they're trying to teach you to do something. But what they don't realize is sometimes it's this that people need to fix. Like I always tell people in closer school, I don't make, you know, just better closers. I make better humans, because you got to fix you to become, like when someone says he's a good salesperson, the word person is in there. So you got to fix the person. If you want a good salesperson, like a good salesperson, you have to be a good person.
It all starts within, Brad. It all starts with you being the right being, one of the books that you led me to, the 4 agreements, be impeccable with your word.
That's right.
Oh my goodness, this is the most important thing. The next thing is, if you're in the doors, if you're selling in any type of space, don't take anything personal. Truthfully, these people don't know you. You don't know what they've been going through. Don't take anything personal. That's a venom they're throwing at you, so don't take it, right? You could take it and die, or you could just sidestep it and just keep moving. The next thing is don't make any assumptions. I usually go to sometimes, low-income families, right? And if you make an assumption by the way their house look or by the way their aspect, their physique, you're gonna be up for a good surprise. I've had people with 700 plus credit scores that you wouldn't even think they could buy the steam of a free lunch, but they actually get it done, and don't make any assumptions. And then the last one is just do the best you can, man. Do the best you can.
4 agreements. If you haven't read that, you guys better run out and get it.
Bro.
What's the book I told you today?
The War of Art.
The War of Art.
Download it already.
Dude, I'm telling you, that's a good one. You guys read that one? You better get her. You better get her. I got it on audio.
That's what I do.
Do you listen to it more than once?
I listen to it at least, I'm not even being funny, 15, 20 times. Just because every single time that I listen to it, I'm able to find something. Because at the end of the day, whenever you just get into a higher level of understanding, it's just one little detail that is going to allow you to keep moving forward, and keep growing bigger and better, So, yeah, listen over and over and over and over and over again.
What's the number one book you'd recommend someone go read?
That one.
4 Agreements? Dang. And how'd you hear about that one? Me?
Mr. Brad.
Dang,
the
dude.
Brad Meister.
I should charge you.
Brad. I'm telling you, I tell Skyline this should give you a finder's fee,
Well, like I said, you did it. See, I don't know if it's me just being like humble, because I'm not humble, but no. I didn't do anything. You did it. I didn't do shit. You know what I'm saying? Edwin didn't do shit. We talked. You heard. If you didn't do shit, this wouldn't have happened, right?
Right, but so a ripple effect.
No. So that means me and Edwin didn't do anything. You did it.
Right.
Because if you didn't do shit, this wouldn't be the case.
1,000%.
So again, action is what made it happen, and you did it yourself. That's why I always tell people, man, go look in the mirror. That's who's going to make the difference. You can have counsel and mentors and, roadmaps, but if you don't hit the gas, it doesn't help.
Execute.
Yeah, you got to be the one that does it. And you did it. And I could tell when I was looking at you and you were saying, my world, my world, my world. I was thinking, is this fucker crazy? Or like, I didn't know for a minute. I'm thinking, man, is he touched a little bit? What's going on with this dude? So I started watching, but then I just realized that you're just positive.
1,000%.
And that's another thing. What do you think the difference between like positive and pessimistic?
Well, a lot of people always ask me, what do I attribute one of my successes to, or my success to, right? And I ask them, and then they say that it's positive mental attitude, and no, it's not a positive mental attitude. It's a preparation. Preparation equals certainty. If you're certain of what you're doing, then you're in a more resourceful state. Then you're able to do a lot of other things, and find and solve problems that you wouldn't be able to do that, whenever you're not certain. Whenever you're not certain, right, then what that creates is a negativity. It's a bad energy around you, So as long as you're certain because you're preparing, then you know exactly what's going to happen. I write the end first, right? If you see it, right, I'm already picturing my customers with the alarm system, with them being safe from a fire, with their little girls not being, abused by someone just because their window was not protected or their doors weren't protected, So I get myself in that state. I'm a professional, Brad, and the way that I see it is I write the end first. Too many people know exactly what to say at the beginning, at the middle, but they don't know how to end it. So I end it first and then come back.
There's a bomb. Have you ever heard me talk about the $1 million morning?
Yes, I love that one.
Do you know that one?
Well, yeah.
What's that one?
That you focus. What if you had $1 million, to date? If I give you $1 million and I only give you 24 hours to live, what would you choose? And obviously I would choose the 24 hours because it's worth more than $1 million.
Yeah. So when people wake up in the morning and dread going to work, dread basically being alive, they're basically taking things for granted, wouldn't you say? Because if I gave someone $1 million cash, everyone gets excited, pumped up, they feel relieved, they feel like, oh man, my whole life's better. But if I said, you can't wake up, they wouldn't take the million. So what they're saying is waking up, just waking up, like we all did this morning, is worth more than $1 million. But nobody recognizes that. To me, that's perspective. What you said first, that's how I got my perspective right. I put a sign on my wall every day that said, congratulations, you get another day, bitch.
Boom.
And I'd wake up and I'd have to realize, like, that is true, because you can't argue that. You know, then you get some people that always want to argue. They'll be like, I'll take the $1 million to give it to my family before I go. Well, that's your problem. You got a fucking mind problem. Like, you'd really take $1 million so you can give it to your family and then be dead? You think your family would appreciate $1 million more than you being alive? And not only that, over a lifetime, you can make millions and millions. Why would you screw your family with only $1 million? It's a mindset problem. So I don't really talk about this much, but you want me to map it out? Your mindset. Okay, that's the first M. It's 5 M's. You ever heard that?
No.
Exactly, because I'm making it up right now.
Let's go.
Your mindset. Okay, you got to get your mindset right. Then you got to get your map. You know what your map is? What does success look like to you? You got to plan it out. Figure out exactly what it is you want. Specifically, visualize it. Like, you want a jet? What color? What's the inside? What do the seats look like? What's the carpet look like? That's your map. You got to figure out what does it look like. So if you think mindset, it's what do you believe? Okay? These are the 5 M's. Your map is what do you consider success? What is it you want? And then the third M is motion. The motion that has to happen, right? What are your daily habits? Period. Okay. After that, your measurement. That's the 4th M. Measurement. How are you measuring? You have to inspect what you expect. You have to hold yourself accountable. And then the last one is your money. Where's it going? So if you look at those 5 M's, your problem is in one of those boxes, no matter what. It's either your mindset, right? The map, you're not clear. The motions that you're taking, they're not right. Like, for example, I've had people say, I just want 6-pack. Then I see them eating donuts. And I'm like, well, dude, how do you say you want a 6-pack, but you're eating a donut? Well, no, it's like you must not really want that, because if your mind's right and what you want is clear, your map's clear, the daily habits can be created or broken. So if I say I want to go here, do you know if you're moving forward or away from that? Well, of course you do. So then just your motions have to map to what you want. And every day you go towards it, and pretty soon you're there. But most people, they don't recognize that they're moving away. Their motion, which by the way is caused by emotion, but the motion will cause them to move away or just float. So you figure out your motions. Those are just your daily habits. What do you need to do every single fucking day? Every single day. Like, well, I get a day off. No, you don't. So then you've got your measurement. How are you measuring it? Right? Because you got to keep readjusting. Shit changes.
Out and edit.
Yep. And then your money, because once you start making money, man, if you blow it, it's going to take you a lot longer to become successful. But it depends on what your map is. If your map is, happiness and travel and spending all your money and then you died with no money, but man, you lived a hell of a life and that was your goal. Well then, dude, money, it doesn't always have to come into the equation, but usually it does. Like, it makes a big impact. So the money's the 5th M, and that's just how are you investing it? What are you doing with it? Because I've spent so much money trying to be cool. If I had it all back, I'd be cool. Like, I'm telling you, I blew some money. Now I'm thinking, shit, like cars and shit. Now I got a Raptor. Well, yep. I got a few more things, but I got a Raptor. That's what mainly I drive. And it's like, dude, that's the best rig out there. Just my Raptor. I don't need anything else. I don't need a Phantom to say, hey, look, I can afford a Phantom. I think people know I can afford a Phantom.
Right.
I can afford 10 Phantoms.
Let's go.
When your watch costs $50.
I'll get there.
I'm just fucking with you.
I
but this is going against my 5th M. Like, I shouldn't have this watch right now. I should have a fucking apartment. But at the end of the day, the 5 M's, bro. There's your nugget for today. And the reason I don't mind telling you is because you actually use the shit. So just remember the 5 M's. Your mindset, which you're good on that. Your map sounds like you're good on that. Your motions, good on that. Your measurement, okay? And then your money. And you get those all dialed in, man, you're unstoppable, which is the rhino. See, that's how you get the rhino. You see what I'm saying? Now, the $1 Million Morning, dude, there's 4 things you focus on every time you wake up in the morning. Number 1, you get your perspective shifted to gratitude. Then you focus on your health. Get your blood pumping 15 minutes minimum every morning. Eat right at least once.
How can I do that in an aspect? I mean, what does intercourse or that does that count with your blood pumping? Let's go.
Well, I mean, it depends on how you do in intercourse.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, if you're not doing it right, your blood probably won't pump much. You know, but you can also just bend down. You know, most people are like, I can't afford a gym membership. Well, squat your fat ass down and up like 30 times.
Right.
Okay, just get your blood pumping. Okay, every single morning. Then you focus on your relationships. Text, email, send a video, someone tell them you love them, appreciate them, whatever. More, the relationships are the new economy, bro. So the more people you know, the better. And the better the relationship, the better. So you focus on your relationships every morning. Just text 5 people, send them a video, send them a letter, whatever. And then you want to focus on your money, okay, because that's important. So what are 5 things that I have to do today to drive revenue? And then you focus on your mindset, which is just seek knowledge. Just open up a book and read it, like 15 minutes worth. That's all you got to do. That's the $1 Million Morning. You see what I'm saying?
1,000%. You know, one of the things that I've taken out of the thousands of things that I've learned from you is making sure what success truly means.
That's the map.
That is, because if you don't know what success is, if I tell you, hey, go find Jay Kelly, right? He's here. And Jay Kelly is in the middle of a room, and there's 2 people. You wouldn't know who Jay Kelly is. Now, if I tell you go find Jay Kelly, he's gonna have a hat. He has a G-Shock watch, and he's got some glasses, right, blue glasses, right on his, on his shirt. And there's 15 people there.
Kind of a smug look on his face.
Something like that. 15 people there. Then you're gonna find them out.
Hey, and if you want to find him quickly, just look for the dude with a fucked up brain blood barrier. Blood-brain barrier. His is like dinged 4 times.
Oh my goodness.
That's all right though. That's all right. That hasn't affected him yet. He'll be all 60 with Alzheimer's, and everyone will be like, "What happened to him?"
4 times.
It was the blood-brain barrier. Keep going. I was just messing with you.
No. Having clarity too. Too many people know or think they know what they want, but they don't have clarity in how to get it, or they don't know exactly the actions in order to take them. What you just showed me there, the 5 M's, I'm going to take them. Probably I'm going to tattoo them right here on my arm, and then I'm going to keep running with it, Well,
if you can master those, dude, nothing will stop you. Because it's like, well, I can't do that. That's your mindset. Go back, fix that mindset. I've had literally people say, well, I can't really do that. Like, can you buy a $50 million hotel? Someone's like, no. That's a mindset problem. You can buy a $50 million hotel. The question is, how can you buy one? Right?
Figure it out.
It's either mindset. Your problem's either in the mindset box, the map box, the motion box, measurement box, or the money box. If you master those 5 M's, you're gold.
You see, you're always on state, Brad. I mean, you literally just are on your most resourceful state. You literally just came up with that, and it's fantastic, Well,
thank you. I'll give myself a bomb.
Let's go.
Folks, you better follow this dude if you want to follow him on Instagram at Mario Ojeda. Ojeda's
World.
Ojedas, right?
Yep.
World.
Because people follow people don't follow companies.
You heard that right. And then check out Skyline. If you guys want opportunity, stop bullshitting yourself. Stop saying shit and get a hold of this dude. You can DM him or go where?
JoinSkyline.com.
Yeah, and tell him fucking Mario sent you. Until next time, kids, keep it real.